Hello, and welcome. This month is December, and specifically, I'm in the last kind of days of December, like 3 days left. And I've been contemplating a lot about this year, especially the concept of abandoned projects. And there's this one project that means a lot to me, but for some reason I abandoned. And in the hopes of revitalizing that project, I want to try out something new, which I'm gonna be calling Weekend Dev, where I try to build something within a weekend. So, how about we start and let me explain to you what we're doing? So back in 2023, I started this project called Art Daily, where I try to make a sketch a day. And I designed this website and it was going so well. I've been consistent with it. Then I just stopped. Why? I don't know. But in an attempt to get back into this project, I decided to redesign my website to actually match the design that I actually did before. So if we could look at the design right now, let me get the iPad. Oh shit. All right, so if I am gonna look at the design, as you can see, I did like 3 different schemas of what I wanted to design. There's like this one that kind of like gives me Cruella de Vil vibes because it's half black, half white. And then you have the all white or all black kind of scheme. There's the mixed one. I kind of like the middle one because it gives me more of the vibe that I want. And I don't know, the style of that spoke to me. Right now, as you can see, this is how my website looks like. And I just need to rearrange some stuff to make it look like this. So what do I need to do? If I'm looking at this, theme switching, having it responsive, the grid matching the design, and then having the scroll bar. So let's get working. I'm so grateful that I already wrote my website in CSS variables and I didn't really hard code the colors. So thank you, Pastor Luke. You were thinking ahead of time. I'm gonna have a container that's a button. This button is gonna do the theme switching. And I'm gonna put both SVG icons inside of the button. So I would have just one element to trigger. Also, for which icon is active. So I'm gonna add a CSS class for active to change the stroke color to red. And I also want to detect which theme is active. Is it like the dark mode or the light mode? But before that, add the class to the body to check if it changes colors, and it did. So, pat on the back. You deserve that pat on the back. So now I'm gonna work on changing the SVG colors. I have to remove the strokes from the path because I want to control it through JavaScript. So now it's the color that I want based on the theme. First of all, because everything is dependent on the theme color, I am gonna write a function that checks what the theme is. Take the body element and check its class list, and if it contains light theme, the theme is light, and if it doesn't contain it, then the theme is dark. That's pretty easy. I also want to have another function which changes the class, like which adds the light class and removes it based on the button clicks. I need to have another class which, as I've said, changes the stroke colors based on the theme. Okay, and then now I need to detect which one is being clicked. Let's make it more modular by moving everything into a function because I'm repeating code and that's not good. Okay, and now final test. Voila. I just don't like how it changes so quickly, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of transition to make it more smoother on the eyes when we're changing. Okay, and now task 1 is complete. So now we move on into matching the grid right now with the design that we have. I'm not gonna lie, this one was pretty annoying. Always when it comes to layout, it's meh. So we're gonna speed run through this. I'm not gonna let you guys be tortured watching me doing this. But what happened? So basically, I needed to fix the responsiveness because it was not responsive. The best way to do this actually is through grid, but I kind of forgot how to use grid. So I went with like Flex and trying to make it work that way. I added media queries and I kept on checking the responsiveness over and over again and making sure that the card looked that good while I changed the sizes. And then I started struggling to make them to make it column-wise because I wanted like the name to come here and then the cards to be over there. But then I had to face issues with scrolling. So yeah, that was a tough one. But finally I got it to like align the way I wanted to. It's getting there. We're getting very close to the design that I have, and I am super happy about that, and I love that it's responsive right now. So yeah, we did it. It took a while and a lot of debugging with CSS and media queries. Let's move on to task number 2, which we're gonna start adding the scroll bar. So I started saying, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna design the scroll bar by having like this circle and then on top of it a circle, and then I'm gonna have like the scroll over here that like triggers. I didn't know how I'm gonna do it specifically. I was thinking of having a clip path where I'm gonna change like the view. I'm just gonna make it like this, and then I'm gonna make it move with the scroll. Now that's what I started doing initially, and I started drawing the circle using code. Yeah, back to this one. So I started adjusting the circle. The first thing I had to build the background, and then the background I had to also put on top of it the foreground, which is kind of the same color as the background. So just to have like this small width in between, that's where the scrolling should happen. Which went out well, like great. And then I had to build the layer in the middle, which is gonna be the scroll, which is gonna be like that red circular one. And here's where I had an issue. Clip path, it's so hard to do. So I used like this website called Clippy. Yeah, it's called Clippy. So it helped me do the clip path so I could just show you a specific region. And I wasn't able to do the math of moving circular angles and like diagonal. I just couldn't, and I didn't want to hurt my mind, so I just switched it to rotation. I was like, why didn't I think of about that like earlier? That's even more easier and smarter to do than trying to fix the polygon. So that's what I did. I adjusted the function to use rotation, and that worked. I liked it. It's actually, the result is pretty neat. It's really, really close to the design. Okay, so the social links were not that hard. Why? Because we already did all the hard parts. For this one, all I had to do is just extract the images from the Figma file. And then what I did was add the specific SVGs into a container at the bottom, fix the style just to make them all aligned properly. Thankfully, we already did the code with the strokes, but some of the icons are fill and they're not strokes, so I had to just update the CSS and add a fill color for SVGs with a class of fill, so like the colors would change whenever the theme would change. So good, we have that all ready and done. And then what I also want to do is, based on the social link, I want when you hover on it, it would change to that social link's color. So with YouTube it would go red, with Twitch it would go purple, and so on. And that was the easy thing, because I already also did the active, so it's kind of the same code. Then finally, I just added the links, and voila, we're done. So, yay! But yeah, that's the first episode of Weekend Dev. I'm going to start making sketches daily again. Please hold me accountable if you don't see me sketching. Like, if you're interested in this project, like I have the links down below for the website, and if you're into code, I also added the GitHub pages there, because sometimes I actually add a README file to explain what I'm doing. And I think I'm gonna upload more about it on social media, but I don't really know. But if you're interested in it, keep me accountable, please. And tell me, what do you think of like Weekend Dev? If you like the series or not. I kind of like it. It's chill, no pressure. Just build something in the weekend and see how it goes. But yeah, it's a new year. I hope you had a wonderful year. Like, I love this year. I started doing YouTube videos, so I still don't know how to end these videos. But yeah, that's the end. I hope you enjoyed, and bye.